bankai922 with the Green Clan, and we're going to do a versus. And what's the versus again?
One Piece versus Code Geass.
One Piece versus Code Geass. That's pretty interesting, actually, when I think about it. It's an interesting versus. So, I guess, for me, I think, I would go... It's actually pretty tough for me. Man, I don't know. I guess I'll go with One Piece in this. Because, I mean... That's no disrespect to Code Geass, but One Piece just seems to have more ample characters with a lot more powers than Code Geass as a show has. But that's just my take. What do you guys think?
Okay. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody that's going to be in this call. Before we get to that, we have Phoenix Kai.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And you already heard him speak, the Bankai.
Hello?
We have Lunar.
Hello.
The Anime Dirt. Hero, that's you.
I'm not answering that, so I'm not the anime.
He's the anime hero.
Okay, fine. Anime Hero, introduce yourself. Okay, well, he's not wanting to cooperate with me, so Zoro.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And let's not forget the Green Reader himself, the Green Flash. Anime Green!
Yeah, what's up, guys?
And I'll be your host, maybe, I don't know. People don't like me, Sasuke Dragon FD. And let's go ahead. Who wants to start it off from the Green Clan perspective?
I mean, they're two different kinds of shows, so it's kind of hard to kind of compare them, because you get the psychological aspect of Code Geass and all that it brings, with the adventure aspect in this pretty much, I wouldn't say simple shonen, but it's very standard shonen action series. With One Piece, I love it, so don't get the wrong idea. Don't get the wrong idea. My name's Zoro, fanboy for a reason. But, I don't know.
Yeah, you'd be One Piece fanboy if you were a fanboy of One Piece.
Well, I was thinking of naming myself that, but anyway. I don't want to go ahead and say what I think right away, because I kind of want to hear everyone else thinks about it, and try to, because this is hard for me. These are both series that I rate 9s out of 10s in my book. I love both of these series. They're good in their own ways. It's kind of hard to match them up, but yeah, I don't know. Someone else has to go. I don't know.
For now, I'll just say that One Piece has an advantage of like having more characters that are likable than in Code Geass.
It's true.
Let's see, what about Kai?
Well, it's actually a hard choice to pick because I never thought, One Piece and Code Geass would go against each other. But I will say One Piece has the best long story and Code Geass has the best short story. But since, yeah. Ooh, it's kind of hard, though.
Yeah, it is. It's
Okay,
hard.
let's go to Adam.
Well, I'm just going to talk about one section, which would probably be the characters. The One Piece characters are definitely, gosh, they're like, it's so diverse. There's a lot of different character types and personalities. Code Geass, there's a lot of characters and stuff, but I think the characters help for the plot, like, for the loop. So, I think the characters are, it kind of is a preference. If you like characters who are more towards the plot or characters who are just diverse and have good personalities.
Okay, and Lunar.
Oh, jeez, this is tough. I guess I would have to go with One Piece. Yeah, it's a typical shonen series about adventure and exploring in the ocean. But I also enjoy Code Geass because, it's basically this group rebelling against the high society who was invaded in Japan. Yeah, but I would have to definitely go with One Piece because it has way better story arcs, and yeah, there are more characters that are likable, and I would say that it's not as dark as Code Geass, but it also has its great dramatic moments as well, so One Piece.
Okay, well, we weren't going to say our votes yet, but whatever.
Okay.
It's fine.
Well, I'm hoping this isn't going to be a complete slaughterfest, but
I'm very surprised that it's going this direction.
Well, for me, I'm actually going the opposite direction, so...
Huh.
Now, I will say my knowledge is, somewhat limited with One Piece, but I have, heard of a lot of stuff that's went on with One Piece. I know a lot of the past and all that stuff. But, yes, I will admit, characters-wise, with the amount of diversity within One Piece, there's going to be a character that you like. That's bound to happen, of course. But for the plot and, the more of what Code Geass was and had been able to do with, the way it was able to contain itself in that kind of short story, and with all the deep themes, into that short anime, it's just amazing how it was able to do that. It has a lot of memorable characters, which One Piece does as well, but for me, this is my problem with One Piece. Sometimes there's just too many characters in One Piece. That's
The
just...
series has gone on for a long time. I mean, it's like over 600 chapters right now, right?
It doesn't feel like the characters. I mean, like you said, you are limited with the series, but when it comes to One Piece, I don't feel like the characters being that many really kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Jumbles up. It's not too crowded, I guess I would say.
Well, to me, it just seems overcrowded, but...
I don't think. I mean, most of the journeys with the crew, and I think the crew has a very good dynamic. I don't think that it's too many people on the ship as of yet. So, if you're talking about the world itself, I think you can't have too many good characters, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with you on that, but I'll just save some of, my arguments for when we get to that portion. But I'll be going for Code Geass, though.
Ooh.
I mean, it's really hard for me to just, go with one of those shows because I love both of them very much. Especially when I saw Code Geass, I thought to myself, this was a really good show, and I saw the ending, and it just took me off. So, the ending just surprised me so much that I was like, holy shit. It was just one of those endings where I was like, oh, man, he dies? I was like, damn. But,
Spoilers. Spoilers.
oh, you didn't see the ending?
No, I saw the ending.
Oh, yeah.
That shit
Oh,
is
but-
bad.
But if any reviewers are listening, they might
that's
not
true,
see.
too.
Oh, we're not gonna spoil it. We're not gonna spoil it. We're only gonna say, holy shit.
Yeah,
That ending.
No, it was just such a pivotal show, Code Geass. I mean, some people, they had that debate with Code Geass versus Death Note.
Oh.
That's just not even close.
Yeah, but as far as going up against One Piece, if there were a little bit more people in Code Geass that were as powerful as Lelouch and his father, then I would side with Code Geass. But
I hadn't
there,
really thought about that. You're right about that. It seemed like Lelouch was
there's
controlling
only
everything.
few. You've got Lelouch, you've got his father, you've got his younger brother that shows up later on. But there wasn't really anyone else who had the Geass powers that were in a group,
Right.
Mhm.
And plus, it's a short series, but it's a very good short series. So,
Right. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I didn't really think about the fact that really it's Lelouch that controls everybody, and there aren't really many as powerful. Callan is, I guess you would say, powerful, but
yeah, that's true.
he's a foot soldier, really, in his whole plan. So it's kind of hard to...
That's really the point, though. Because this, I mean, you could basically say, in a sense, this was supposed to be, the Battle of the Kings.
It's a chess game.
Yeah, it's a chess game. I mean, if there was so many people with this power, then it wouldn't even be a chess game. It would be a typical shonen.
It'd be Death Note.
Yeah, it'd be Death Note. No, well, it's not Death Note anymore. It's Ed Note.
It's no.
That'd be...
The picture is awesome.
Yeah, I think you're right. It does work for that series, but it just seemed like I don't know. It was it's kind of hard to say. Like it seemed like Lelouch had too
Something
much
I
power.
liked about One Piece was the concept of the good and evil that's little topsy-turvy.
Right.
I know, I kind of
Like
like that
Especially in the
too.
Water 7 arc, that's where it pretty much shows it.
Like,
I know, that's good too, but I think For me, Code Geass, I like it the way that it does it better, you know. You see, you know, Lelouch becoming the hero, but at the same time, you know, the entire, you know, villainy aspect at different times of the show
Well,
really...
actually, I have to disagree in some areas about Lelouch being a hero from well, he wasn't a hero right off the bat. He was just using people just for his own little revenge at first.
I know, but this is the thing. It's the same thing I have with Death Note. You know, at times it seems like he's a hero, but at the same time it seems he's an enemy of the world.
Okay.
I don't know if he was ever considered a hero. I think for both of these main characters, they were never really heroes. They're anti-heroes. No.
They're only viewed as heroes to the public and to the Japanese. And that's the thing what makes it interesting, because Lelouch is not even Japanese. So that's the thing. He's mostly doing it for himself most of the time.
Exactly.
And and the thing is I just like a lot more of the story and the way the plot is driven within Code Geass. I mean, I like...
between character-driven stories and plot-driven stories, which is better. I don't think necessarily one's better than the other.
No, not one's better than the other, but at the same time, with One Piece, it's just... Well, I already know how this result is going to go, so there's not really much point in me talking, so...
Go ahead. Say your piece.
Like I said, there's no point. I already know how this is going to go, so...
Say it for the subscribers.
Well,
Right.
I'll just say it. I think Code Geass is the better series, but whatever.
Really is.
Because to me, Code Geass gets a 9, One Piece gets an 8. That's just how it is.
I mean, there's no way to snuff Code Geass, because Code Geass, there's a lot of development in a lot of the characters when you really think about it, because a lot of a few of these main characters, they went through a lot of dark shit. A lot. Especially Lucci's younger brother later on. He turns into like a character later on in the show, and he gets like very deformed, and he doesn't kill somebody. I'm not gonna say who. And it's really dark stuff going on with Code Geass, and you know, I still think Code Geass, it's definitely better than Death Note. Is it better than One Piece? I'd say that if it was as long as One Piece, I might say it's...
No. It would not be as good as... It would be worse than almost everything if it was a longer series.
I agree with Oscar on this only because I think it ended perfectly. I don't think
That's
it's like
true.
that. It would be longer, it'd be better. I think that for the series, the episode that it ended on was the perfect episode to end on. That was perfect length. I don't think necessarily because something's longer it's better in this case, especially with Code Geass. I think it ended on such a good note that it did. I think the ending with Code Geass is probably one of the best endings of all time. So it's hard to say, but I think the one thing that Code Geass, like we talked about before, is lacking is the characters that are not necessarily useful but interesting. There are some really hit and miss characters, I guess you'd say. Nina, for example, and who's the redheaded girl? I forgot her name. That I really hated.
Shelly?
Yeah, I hated her face.
Oh,
Well, I hated her too, but what happened to her? Well, yeah.
She was, she was like the
Naggy.
character that really was concerned about Lelouch, and she was, the thing about Geass to me was that he was doing this for his sister, and it came to a point where Shelley was there to she kind of knew what was going on, so to speak, and she wanted to help Lelouch at sometimes, and she wanted to be with Lelouch, and that's what ended on transpiring. But she's an okay character. I mean,
So Naggy.
yeah, she was kind of naggy.
you wanted that tip.
We're talking about Shirley.
All
here,
you
or
had to say.
Or the redheaded girl, let's not get her name.
what? Shirley?
The one that got her memories erased.
Yeah, that was
Really?
Shirley.
Yeah, she's annoying. But like I said, I think that the mass amount of characters in One Piece, just interesting characters, are just, I don't know, it makes it hard for me to decide.
Well,
But,
for me, I really don't think that over trumps everything else with Code Geass, just characters alone.
definitely.
Because that's only one way to look at a series. Because if you look at a series only character-wise, then you're not looking out at everything else when it comes to the story, the plot twist, the different developments and all sorts of stuff like that. So
Hmm.
that's the only thing I have to say. I mean, if people only voted on one thing, then
Oh, we're not only
Yeah.
voting on one thing.
I know. I'm just trying to just say, don't vote only on characters.
Or the fan base.
Yeah. I got any time to think. You guys go first. Let's start the vote. I can't think.
You about to vote?
Someone else can go. This is really tough for me. This is even worse than Bebop and freaking Hakusho.
This is just the thing, though. What do you think is the better series? I mean, obviously, if the writers had done a little bit better, they Code Geass would have had the stronger characters. But at the same time, just the way I look at it, some of the characters didn't. Well, I would have liked to saw some characters get slightly more development, but at the same time, it also would have drove away from the main plot.
Remember, the guys, this is not what series you like best. It's which series you think is better overall. So let's start the voting. Let's start the voting with Adam.
All right. Well,
I already know how Adam's gonna go.
yeah, since this is for anime adaptation only, I have to go with Code Geass.
Oh!
Ooh.
Hero.
Well, going to what Adam said, like, even when One Piece didn't finish adapting, it's still pretty far, man.
I don't think that the anime is any less than the manga of One Piece. in my
Well, could
opinion.
you elaborate? Well, Adam, actually, could you elaborate on why you decided to go with Geass? Actually,
Well, first off, it's the animation, which I don't think people look into, but I think, for me personally, it's more visually appealing than One Piece. Not saying One Piece is bad or anything, obviously I like it, but I don't know, I think Code Geass does it better with animation and music and openings, endings, stuff like that.
oh yeah, I actually forgot to take in music into account.
One Piece has excellent music.
Yeah, One Piece has excellent.
And I disagree
One Piece
with
has
that. I was going to go for One Piece
Yeah.
music.
The One Piece music is better. I don't know.
Well,
That's just me, but
well for me. Well, I'm on neither side for the music. I honestly don't really care for the music in both series. Honestly, that's one of my negatives for both of them. But I don't know. It's just what the openings flow did and Orange Range did for Code Geass. I just didn't like them for some reason. I don't know why. I just
Like, in it? Oh, I like
no.
them.
I mean, I liked it when I originally watched it, but the more I hear them, it's just like, I don't like this thing anymore.
all right.
And not only that, I just find it completely and utterly overrated. To the point to where it's like, put you something else.
Come on, man. I'm a boy, bring along.
You
All the hopes and you gotta love that. Come on.
That's the opening. I was thinking about all OSTs, actually.
Even the One Piece OSTs when like some other shit happens are amazing, but that's just me. But anyway, that's
Out of the Fantastic
Yeah.
Four, I actually think One Piece has the worst soundtrack.
really.
Out of the Fantastic Four, yeah.
Well,
Because
it may not be your personal preference in music, but I think it fits the series really well. That's just my opinion. But let's move on. Forget about music. It's not that important. Let's move
well,
on.
music is important, Zora. It changed the world.
It's not really. I don't think it's important. Not as much.
Okay, Zora, we know you're not going to be a music critic anytime soon.
It's just a little like it's something extra. I think it's nothing. It's not a main part.
Oh, no, music is needed, man. Music is needed. If it didn't, it'd just be wind blowing,
I know.
seagulls,
No, obviously it's important.
silent backgrounds, man. Like
Obviously,
that's the thing. Like, for some dramatic scenes, you gotta take the music away.
When it
That's
comes
how you
to
gotta play with the music.
You really think that it affects the vote? You think when it comes to music?
Well, not the vote itself. I'm just saying, like, not to disregard music at all.
Oh, obviously it's important to some series more than others. When it comes to this vote today, I don't think it's a big enough deal to talk about in 20 minutes.
No.
So let's move on.
Okay, well, Hero, you are going before I asked Adam, but go ahead.
I don't know. I actually feel going for One Piece for this one, actually.
Okay.
So, okay.
Like, I know that Code Geass has a whole racism thing, along with the smarter twists and turns, strategic battles, but I'm pretty sure One Piece has covered some areas like that.
One Piece is
Even
covering.
though, like, well, I want to say the Fishman Article isn't exactly the best racism story ever, but like, let me see, let me try to think. Let's see, like,
Well, just if you know
Listen
if
to
they
it.
did similar stuff, I mean, just what you think is a better series. That's all it comes down to.
mm, well, I know that's the thing, because I want to say, like, deeper doesn't necessarily make it the better show. That's what I'm trying to say here. Like, for example, it's like if you're comparing Jin and Mugen, just because Jin is the one that's the more serious, that doesn't mean that people are gonna like him, you know?
You really got
That's what I'm trying to compare with these two shows. Like, just because Code Geass is probably the more plot focused.
And I think we lost Hero, so let's go to Kai.
Well, I could say that Code Geass has the better animation, and the plot is already tightly driven, so we know what's going on. But One Piece have these various colorful characters that I love, and the plot is still ongoing, because it's kind of hard to decipher with One Piece, because One Piece hasn't ended yet. So if I had to say which is the better series, I would have to say Code Geass.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, let's go to winner then.
Yeah, back. And I was gonna say that One Piece has plenty of moments also, not just and it's mainly usually whenever it's almost all the sad scenes actually.
So
Like,
what's
I can think of one like when all the Straw Hat Pirates about to walk the face against Arlong. The moments where just like Zoro sacrifices himself to protect Luffy and the rest from Kuma. And there's when they all get separated. Then we get the backstory of every character. Like, for example, going back to the music, Brooke Saki, like, Bing Saki, that scene would not work without the song, man. So,
yeah, just vote Hero.
I already voted One Piece. Jesus.
Okay, One Piece.
Okay. Let's go to Lunar then.
Okay, well, yeah, Code Geass did have the better animation, and I guess the better plot, but One Piece, I like it more because there are more likable characters, and it's way more enjoyable to watch, and it has some really cool moments in it, so I'm just gonna go with One Piece.
There you go, Bankai.
Well, I've been thinking about this, about, Code Geass, about One Piece. Now, see, the thing that I just realized is that both shows, they both have those sad moments.
Mm.
They both do have them. But I think that One Piece would probably have more of those moments. But then again, it's hard to pick between these two shows. But because of the fact that, the animation with Code Geass is very good. It's very good. Animation of Code Geass is very good. But I have to go with One Piece only because of the fact that when you're matching up these sad moments, there are a little bit more sad moments in One Piece than there are in Code Geass. And that's probably my final vote. That's the reason why I'm going with this.
Oh, just giving it to me.
Okay, well, you already know how I'm going, Code Geass, so it's up to you, Zor. Because either way, I don't think either of these shows are going to win against what they're going to go up against, so...
It's so hard.
I mean, with
Flip
Geass,
a coin.
I think it has a chance, but...
Personal enjoyment, there's no doubt it's One Piece, but there are so many great moments in Code Geass, and it does something so different that it's hard to actually say that One Piece is a better series. But give me 1 second to actually think. Got it. I got it. I'll say it again. I definitely enjoy, without a doubt, One Piece better as a series. But overall, as an overall story, I think Code Geass is overall a better series. So I'll go with Code Geass.
Wow.
It's a tiebreaker.
Are we tied?
No, it's 4 Geass, 3 One Piece.
Oh.
Also, Geass won.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had to do it. I'm sorry to all my fans out there that love One Piece.
I bet people like, what the fuck?
From 400, it's gonna drop to 300, man.
I rated One Piece to 9.5.
Don't worry, I already gave people their reaction, so.
I just think that story-wise, it just does things that, I don't know, it just really special stuff. And I think One Piece, although the characters are obviously better, and it has the amazing moments that Bankai brought up, I just feel like there are very hit-and-miss moments, especially within the beginning of the series. And comparing that to Geass, I just thought throughout the entire series, with exceptions with R2, that most of the time it was great throughout. There was very little downtime, so I guess I'll have to go with Geass when it comes to that. By a hair.
Oh,
I'm going to go ahead and explain my reasoning since, well, I'm surprised at this result, but the reason why I decided to go with Code Geass was mainly because of two things. One is one of the obvious flaws of One Piece, which everybody should know by now. It's slow. And if you want to get to the good parts, are you willing to spend more than what you would watching Code Geass, which is pretty much good from almost the very beginning? It sounds kind of stupid, but that's actually one of the reasons why I went with Geass immediately.
I hate you that made me make this decision.
Hey, I decided to do that just to screw with you, Zoro. It's payback for making me miss that dead man's chest.